Hey Stay Savage, your boy Shino Ben Trouble. What's poppin'? Today we are back with Boruto. Yes, Boruto dropped a new episode today. The anime is lighting up. There's a lot of questions and concerns on my behalf, dealing with Boruto and shit like that. I'll be frequently speaking about it on Twitter, and I'm basically be talking about my personal thoughts and personal opinions on Twitter alongside this video. So if you guys like to follow me on Twitter, my Twitter is @ShinoBenTro, and I just come to my attention that a lot of you guys don't realize I have a Twitter. It's always in the description. I just don't promote it as much, but you go ahead and check me out on Twitter. Basically what we're going to talk about today's episode. We're going to do the episode review, then I'm going to give you guys a few questions and concerns that I have with this episode, because there was a lot of moments where you were just like, wait, how the fuck, what? Alright, so it's just one of those things where you just kind of had to sit back and wait till the entire episode was over before we start to find out real information, real details. So if you're excited about today's video, make sure you hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe for daily content. And with that being said, let's get into today's video. Let's
whipping all this dope up in the chopper. We fuck all you bitches at the trapper. I can't trust you, I can't give you real address. I can't trust you, I can't give you real address. It don't mean that be like Jerry Stacker. I might fall in love with my trappers.
Alright, so talking about Boruto and Boruto episode, it just started off like on some chill shit, kind of like Boruto just out there just looking for people with like this dark chakra and shit like that, trying to see, where the fuck is gonna take place and shit like that, trying to see who is possessed, who is evil and shit like that. They're basically on this tall ass lookout, they're looking around trying to see, who has the fucked up chakra, who they need to take down, who's the bad guy, etc, etc, etc. It's one of those things where you see Boruto start to strain his eye to the point where his eyes start drying out. And I think it's more so due to the fact that Toneri came to him in his dreams and told him that his eye was the star of hope. Because before, he was under the impression that, he didn't have an eye, it was just him seeing some weird ass chakra shroud. He didn't know what the fuck he was seeing. He thought everybody else could see it, you know what I'm saying? And then even Mitsuki noted that you can see it too, you know what I'm saying? It was one of those things where he felt as though, everybody could see it, he just happened to be the only one to get a glimpse of it when it happens and shit like that. So he thought people was tripping. So now that Toneri has brought this to his attention, Boruto is under the impression that he has to find every dark shroud of chakra. He has to apprehend everybody, that way he can get behind of it, start dealing with it. And then the thing with this is he directly calls his eye the star of hope. Like after Toneri told him that his eye was the star of hope, he directly calls this dojutsu the star of hope. So maybe that's gonna be the eternal name for it, like the long-term name for it. Maybe that's the name that he's gonna give it. The author of the anime decided, hey, we're gonna just call it the star of hope. We're not gonna give it some weird name like the Byakugan, the Byakugan mutation, hybrid, eternal Byakugan or some shit like that. We're gonna just call it the motherfucking star of hope, because honestly that's kind of what it is, and that's what it was introduced as. A lot of people had the question of what would we call Boruto's dojutsu and shit like that, but when Toneri came, he just directed it as the star of hope. He didn't say it was anything else. He just said, hey, this is the star of hope, so this is what it is, this is what you got, this is how you're gonna deal with it. So as the episode progresses, Boruto, Mitsuki, and motherfucking Shigadai was on some skipping school type shit. This shit was kind of funny because at the beginning of the episode, I thought they was just like on a free day and it was just kind of just chilling on the weekends trying to see, where all this dark chakra was coming from. But the fact of the matter was they were just straight up skipping school. So this was like the, the childish side of it, and I'm looking at it like, goddamn, I remember I used to skip school a lot. Now I'm watching like, Boruto skip school versus Naruto was always at the academy. Naruto always wanted to go to his classes, that way he could get closer to becoming Hokage and shit like that. Now Boruto is completely different. Boruto is like, fuck that, I'm doing my own thing, I'm gonna skip school if I need to, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it takes to get this motherfucking case off, and it's one of those things where, you see it and it's like, wow, I'm really old. Now you think to yourself like, goddamn, Naruto has came such a long way that I'm watching his son, and it just kind of hit me, and the reality of it kind of set in. And then as the episode progresses, Hinata basically, we see Hinata come to the door with the fucking Byakugan. Bro, like, she reminded me so much of Kushina. She looked so scary, but the thing was, she had this like very demonic, like evil ass look, but like she ain't do nothing. I think it's more so the fact that her Byakugan has like all these fucking veins and shit that makes her look very like scary and shit like that. She uses that to intimidate Boruto, because Boruto always talks about how scary his mom is and how like dangerous she is. But the thing is, we all know Hinata as like this soft-spoken sweetheart. How could she be a dangerous mom? But I mean, every parent at some point in time has to put their foot down and not be like super nice, because children do bad shit, so children gotta get in trouble. But Hinata came to the door, and I was just like, holy shit. So the next episode, you know, they transferred to well, not next episode, like the next scene, they kind of transferred into Boruto, Hinata, and Shino basically having class, and not class, but like a parent-teacher conference. And that brought me way back, dog. That shit was actually insane to see, you know, Boruto sit there and go through a parent-teacher conference, and I was just like, god damn, you know, like what the fuck. So basically Boruto was just like, you know, I feel like there's more important stuff than me just sitting in class. And then they start trying to question him, talk about why he skipped class, what was the purpose, and then he pulled the fucking Naruto. This kid was so slick with it. He pulled the Naruto. Like, a lot of people didn't realize it, but he pulled the Naruto. You know how Naruto went to the birthday party with a shadow clone? He straight up pulled the shadow clone on his mom in his parent-teacher conference. Bro, if I could do that back in high school, that shit would have been lit. Like, I would be like, Go do that for me, you know what I'm saying? Like, handle that shit. Like, he literally sent the shadow clone, him, Shikadai, and Mitsuki was chilling at the end of the hall while, you know, his mom and them were dealing with that shit like that. So the next day at class, you know, they were basically doing some, I would more so connect this to, like, you know, take your child to work day, but it was on a different pace. You know, it's groups of 3. It was like a workforce field trip for kids or some shit. It wasn't so much as like take your child to work, because, you know, the children went to like the class, and went to work by themselves, you know, so they had to pick a location they wanted to go to. So Shino kind of hinted at Boruto, you know, telling Boruto there was ways to figure out what the hell he wants to do. So I guess he probably knows that Boruto is actually going around trying to, you know, find out what's going on with this chakra, because you know Shino was a victim to this shit. So as this episode progresses, and you think to yourself, hey, we got a cutscene of like Danzo in the last episode, you know what I'm saying? We got like a little screen, the cap of Danzo, so what the fuck? So like this episode goes all the way down there to the end before you even hear anything about that. So back on track with him going to the mail services, and he was doing the deliveries, you know, Iwabi and them went to fireworks factory, Iwabi and Dinky went to fireworks factory, Inojin and Rock Lee went to be firefighters, Sumire and the other 2 girls, I don't actually know their name at all. Class rep and the 2 random chicks that's always with them, they went to the water purification plant. Then we had Chojo, all the fucking Chos in Naruto, but Chocho and Sarada went to like a meat bun place. So it was one of those things where, you know, everybody was just kind of doing something that they felt like that's what they liked or some shit like that. But I guess Boruto and them only signed up for the mail delivery job, because it was like, hey, you know, I get to see people all day, I get to walk around all day, maybe I'll bump into somebody with this abnormal chakra and shit like that, you know what I'm saying, and we can see what the fuck is going on with them and see like what's actually going down behind this chakra. So as that progresses, you know what I'm saying, they basically like start spamming the fucking mail. Like, it was all some spam shit. Like, you ever seen an email filled up with spam? They was literally just throwing people mail everywhere. They were throwing this shit with like kunai. I think Mitsuki was probably the only one that did a good job of it, because he has these long ass stretchy arms, so I guess he just went from mailbox to mailbox, just sitting on one roof. But Boruto was just throwing them bitches like shurikens and kunai, and like them bitches, some of them bitches was going and some of them bitches was bounce off, you know what I'm saying? So it was one of those situations where it was like, okay, so towards the end of this is where things start to heat up a little bit, because honestly, this episode started off so slow and it got really interesting towards the end, and that's one thing that's kind of disappointing me with this episode, because I was like expecting more information about like the Danzo shit, but like basically as towards the end of their delivery shifts, there was something that happened at Senju Park. There's a place called Senju Park, that's kind of neat, but Senju Park had a ghost incident basically where somebody had their chakra completely sucked out of them, you know, and we had adult Sai on the scene. We seen Sai a few times talking to Naruto, you know, he's like the investigative man from Naruto, but watching him go in there, you know, look over the crime scene and shit like that shit was really dope to like see and shit. So basically, you know, he just basically inspected everything. He was trying to see what's up, and he asked like the medical ninja what happened. They were talking about how like he had his chakra completely depleted. People said he was just sitting on the bench, and then all of a sudden he just started screaming and he went in a complete rampage. And I was thinking to myself, like, how, like, what the fuck is going on? So, you know, you look under the bench, and then there's like a little flower, you know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking, okay, maybe, you know, this is something else, maybe this is something weird, but my boy basically came back to Naruto, letting Naruto know, hey, you know, this has Hashirama cells involved in it. Whoever is doing this is a part of Danzo's foundation, because and Naruto was like, well, the Danzo foundation got split up after, you know, after Danzo died and shit like that, so like it's not like, you know, hey, this shit is still around, like, what do you mean? So he shows him a picture, still kind of crazy to see pictures in modern time, like like this man had like a crisp ass picture, you know, like HD. So I know they had like old pictures in Naruto, but this was like some fucking like some Polaroid type shit. Like this boy had a Canon. So he pulls out the picture showing off the Hashirama cells. Like after you used wood style jutsu or wood style release or whatever, it basically leaves a little flower signifying that it was Hashirama cells being used. And so basically that let them know that it was the top branch of the foundation, the cell or the unit that used the Hashirama cells that was basically doing all type of stuff. So now Sai basically gets to the point of saying, hey, you know, there's things that's going to start taking place because they're harvesting chakra. You know, like, what is the purpose? What are they doing? Who knows? But I do know Sai mentioned that it will be a military grade weapon. We don't know exactly what they're harvesting chakra for, but it's probably for some like massive like thing. And the thing is, it's cool to see the Anbu Black Ops come back into play because, you know, they were such a big factor in the previous Naruto and they did a lot of different things. I mean, they had a good half and then they had like their really fucked up half, and that was due to Danzo. But the fact that they broke up the foundation and shit like that, and then, you know, they still coming back inside of Boruto shows like this, they're still trying to have some type of continuation of like that factor in the series. So one thing is for certain, you know, we're gonna start seeing more stuff about the past in terms of like the foundation. We're gonna start hearing more stuff that we didn't get to hear in the previous Naruto, you know, Naruto Part 1 and Naruto Shippuden. So that's one thing we're gonna get like interesting glimpses of. And then as like the episode continues, you know, Boruto and them go back to like deliver mail again, but like they completely fucked up the mail system because I told you they was just throwing them shit all reckless. Like I think Mitsuki was the only person that probably did it properly. Shikadai probably did it properly too because we didn't really see Shikadai delivering it too much. And then, you know, it was one of those things where it was pretty dope to see, like, you know, them actually using their like ninja skills to be like working people. But it's still kind of fucked up how Boruto just threw everything. So Chocho's in that bitch screaming because she didn't get some chips or some shit. I don't know what the fuck. Her and these damn chips, she be tripping over food, bro. Like she gotta chill. Like she need to get some fucking Slim Fast and like chill out. But overall, this episode was kind of centralized around like some chill shit. But towards the end of the episode, we got like a cliffhanger. It was absolutely a fucking cliffhanger. Basically, when motherfucking Samurai or the class rep, you know, at the water purification plant, something happened, like the dark chakra like popped up there, and you know, she basically was inside. You know, that whoever's basically being possessed by the dark chakra has a few hostages, some of them being the ninja classmen and shit like that with Boruto. So like obviously it was the three girls, and then in the like ending scene we saw Samurai like passed out, like she was dead or some shit. But I highly doubt she's dead. She probably just had her chakra depleted. And then if you remember back and towards Naruto's office, Naruto had a picture of everybody who got like sucked out, got their chakra sucked out of them. He had Shino, he had Metal Lee, he had pretty much everybody that Boruto has encountered. And like at first they talks about how, you know, like the attacks were centralized around school, and that was because Boruto was always at school. Boruto was always in class. The more Boruto was at class, the more like the chakra started just centralizing around there. And then now it's starting to spread all over the place, and that's due to the fact that Boruto is starting to go to different places. Like if you ever look at the anime and look how it's created and how it is now, Boruto is starting to be in like different parts of the village at different times versus him being in that one spot that whole entire time like he was before. Because Boruto, you know, at first he was always chilling at the school, you know, he's always at the academy or he's always at home. But now we have Boruto already at the post office, already at lookout points, you know. And then when he was doing the mail delivery, he passed up the fireworks factory, he passed up the firefighters with Enojin in them, and then he passed up the water purification plant, you know what I'm saying? So it basically, it's like it's following Boruto in a sense, because all those places Boruto passed up. Boruto even went to the water purification plant, talking to the class rep and the other two girls. I need to know these bitches' name. Like they need to get like some type of fucking cameos or some shit where you get some names or some shit in this bitch, because I have no idea. And it seems like this dark chakra is specifically targeting places Boruto goes, or Boruto specifically. So maybe the foundation is targeting Naruto due to the fact that Sasuke killed Danzo or some shit like that. And maybe like the weapon that they're the military grade weapon that they're harvesting chakra for is connected to Boruto due to the fact of his eye being a star of hope. But honestly, I feel like more and more like this is starting to not be connected to Boruto. Like, you know, even though Boruto is the only person that can see it, I feel like it's due to the fact that they just doing some evil shit, and you know, Boruto just having a Star of Hope just still being able to see it. You know, it's just a coincidence that this is taking place in Boruto's eyes, the Star of Hope, that allows him to see the dark chakra, you know, and he's basically the person that's going to help him. And I feel like Orochimaru probably knew about the plot. That's why he sent Mitsuki to the village. It's one of those things where, you know, you're starting to put the pieces together and it's starting to kind of make a little bit of sense. That's all I really got to say about it. You know what I'm saying? I'll probably be on Twitter discussing some shit, like I said earlier in the video. So make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that follow button on Twitter. Subscribe for daily content if you're new. And with that being said, my name is Shino Betro. Stay true and stay real. Hope you guys have a blessed day. And until next time, see you guys later. Bye.